Hey, hi, hello. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you could tell from the title of today's video, we're gonna do another makeup effects transformation, turning into none other than Carole Baskin's, because just like everyone else, I am addicted to Tiger King. I feel like watching it again, actually. So I had to turn to Carole as well, since I turned into Joe Exotic already. This whole series has become a worldwide phenomenon that is political. People want to choose sides, but today I am going to turn into Carole herself. A lot of people love her, hate her, support her cause, or just think she killed her husband. If you haven't seen the series, I think you should give it a chance. Even though I know a lot of people with the animal abuse that's shown in it, I could totally understand, but it's super interesting. You can't just make this up. I feel like this was an actual real life documentary. So I'm gonna talk about a little bit of Carole and odd people that are characters in my life, because I know a lot of odd people, kind of like Joe Exotic. Not that I know people that own wild cats and breed them or anything, but I know some odd characters, so that's why it was entertaining to me, because I'm used to odd people. It was almost like something that wasn't that new to me. I think it was so uncommon for people to see someone so extravagant as Joe Exotic. That's why it went viral, especially because everyone's stuck inside of quarantine. It's like the perfect formula. I hope that some of the nicer animal rescues could have made money to support causes for this. I know my shirt is crazy, but it was the only animal print thing that I own. When I turned into PPAP, I got this. Pin Pineapple Apple Pin. So let me just snap this into place and talk about all the stuff that I really want to rewatch this whole first season of Tiger King, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm realizing now that are being discussed that people didn't catch, or there are also a lot of theories out there. Okay, we're gonna get some liquid latex now that our wig cap is on, and we're gonna stipple on some old age wrinkles just like how we did with Joe Exotic. Going to do a pull and stipple method around the eyes to make them wrinkly and let it dry. And then once it dries, we're gonna powder it and release it to make wrinkles. I'm gonna do about 2 layers for each eye, maybe more, depending on Carole's face. So like I said, just stipple, stretch. This is the most stretching exercise I have gotten since quarantine. But Carole, if you didn't notice, when she married her first husband, the first husband looked a lot like another character in this movie named Rob Lowe. Jeff. I keep calling him Rob Lowe. It's Jeff Loeb. Jeff, that guy that looks like he wishes he owned a hot rod, Harley Davidson, some sort of studio, but he just uses animal babies to attract more women. He's my least favorite character out of the whole thing. But don't they look so similar? And if you didn't notice, I heard that where Carole met her second husband after she broke up or broke it off with her first husband, it was on these streets that is known to have nothing against women of the night or anything like that, but women of the night who roam, you know, the streets for men like that. And that's where her second husband, who went missing, who had money, died. He picked her up from that street. So did she really have a first husband, or was, I don't know who to trust. I'm gonna have to do 3 layers. Carole, what's going on? Also, if they misgendered one person, why did no one correct them? Is it because the interviews are separate, I guess, and would Joe have corrected the interviewer? And that whole thing, how that Rob guy looks like Carole's first husband, it would make a lot of sense, because it seemed like he took Joe's zoo away from him and had this whole plan because he knew a lot about business, but he was a criminal. And it would make a lot of sense if he somehow was with Carole before and they never mentioned if they've met each other or knew each other. But these are just theories that I have and seen across the interwebs since this crazy documentary came out. I'm not gonna choose sides, but man, I feel like everybody has a little bit of evil weirdness. It takes weird people to be like, oh, this huge animal is going to eat me. Let me train it and use it to gain money and publicity. That takes a weird, crazy person And it's so weird how Carole laughs at, like, okay, if someone said that I killed my husband, I would be like, ha, that's crazy. She just has this crazy laugh, these crazy personality traits of guiltiness. Because I could tell liars when I see them. I could just tell, like, who has weird laughs of nervousness when they talk about a possibility of someone killing their husband? No one but Carole. She has this, like, aura about her that's odd. I just don't know what to think of her. I would love to see PETA and the groups go to Carole's sanctuary and see what they think of it and be a volunteer there. Alright, I'm going to put a giant spoon in my mouth to stipple more liquid latex to give those mouth wrinkle folds that everybody gets, that Carole's starting to get. And I'll be back. Alright, now that we have our face entirely stippled, I'm going to moisturize certain parts of it to put on some foundation. Trying to decide what foundation I want to use. I might just go with Wet n Wild because I'm going to give her a little bit of warmness because, I mean, she does live in Florida, right? And just start stippling on my foundation. I hope I could do her justice and looking like her because it's going to be hard to look like a Caucasian woman because if you didn't know, I am a Japanese. She always has her lips like this. Well, hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carole here. Man, I feel like this foundation is like, this is gonna sound mean, too nice for Carole because it smooths out your skin so lovely. But let's talk about all the weirdos that I know in my life who could compare just as weird to Joe Exotic, Carole Baskin, Doc Antle was his name. Oh my gosh. Like, my dad and me are both known to have very different friends. My dad wins in the friendship category, but he's proud of it. He's had friends from all walks of life. Throughout our life, even when I was a child, people would question, why is my dad friends with these people? You know those people who they might have an underground business ring somewhere that's really mysterious? My dad would be friends with people like that. You know those people you're friends with and you end up lost in a desert with your child for over 4 hours in the middle of the night where there's actual real life coyotes that eat people. That's what I grew up with. No, my dad's cool, but he knows some weird people who are odd characters like Joe Exotic. He doesn't know Joe Exotic, but he knows people that are just as odd as him. And my dad's an odd character too. My dad had a friend who literally had wolves as pets, and you couldn't like take food outside or else they would bite it off your hand with your hand. Not even kidding. Wish I was kidding. Not kidding. My dad has friends. We had this one friend and his wife would babysit us and they were Puerto Rican. They made the most bomb food. I still have the recipe and still make their Puerto Rican beans and rice to this day. They made some great food. But when he would come over to hang out with my dad when he wasn't watching us, well, his wife watched us mostly. It was odd because he would show up to my house and my dad wasn't there because he was obviously at work during the day. So he, instead of going back home, he would wait for my dad in the car and fall asleep. And he would come home so drunk he'd forget what our names are sometimes. But he wasn't a threat to anybody but himself. And then we even had neighbors come over like, who is this man outside of your house? And my mom's like, oh, don't worry, that's their... I feel like just everyone thought we had like a million crazy uncles. Speaking of crazy uncles, I actually had a crazy uncle who I didn't know because he was on a lot of drugs and was homeless, and he would try to like find me. But I didn't know him. I was like 4 years old because he wanted to get a hold of my dad, but why would you want to find me? This is just information I found out when I was older that scared me. You know when you grow up and you become friends with your parents more than actual child and you learn all these things? Yeah, that's what was happening. When I was growing up, that's what was happening. We need some baggy, saggy eye bags of all her worries for these cats. Are just giving her under eye bags. And the worriness of her brand. After Joe tries to steal all her branding of her Big Cat Rescue name. That's why we need to give her under eye bags to show just how much she cares. the tracks under her eyes show that how much she cares about the tracks of the tigers still walking and roaming this land. Speaking of crazy people, I had this friend. I say friend lightly, and I think it was I want to say it was 4th or 5th grade. I think it was 5th grade. But she would, you remember when we were kids, I don't know if your school got to do this with you, but we had this magical time where we got to carve pumpkins for Halloween with our class and the teacher. And it was so magical because I love Halloween. Even then, I was a witch for like 6 years or more in a row. And when we would carve the pumpkins, we put the pumpkin guts of the seeds and nastiness of the guts inside of bags and newspaper rolled up. And this girlfriend I had, she had thought it was upon her opportunity to take the guts and eat them. And she says she did this at her house and it was normal to eat the raw pumpkin guts. And then during class, she would claim that she was a witch during recess and collect all the pine needles from the trees and collect them into piles because she says that she was going to make smoke into them and that she was a witch. This was in the 4th grade, so how old was I? 8, 9 years old? Did anyone else watch Tiger King and realize that maybe your life was just as weird and you related to some of the redneck characters because there's actually people like that in your family, and you had mysterious aunts come and go throughout your house growing up as you pleased who made weird waffles at 2 in the morning and tried to feed them to you and wake you up and feed them to you, and your parents think you forgot because you were such a little child, but you actually remember everything. And then they would talk about stashes where they kept things and being missed, and you didn't realize how weird your childhood was until you watched Tiger King. No, just me. She always has this dark liner right here that indicates that like she wants to be known as like a fun, flirty woman still. I would put like a darker maybe eyeshadow that looks more natural and easier to blend, but she likes to put some dark liner here. And the odd thing was where was Carole getting all this money? Because even though her husband, I mean, he died a while ago, and even though he was a millionaire, he wasn't like Jeffree Star status. He was like a humble millionaire. It wasn't like Bill Gates. It wasn't like he was a hidden Elon Musk of the tiger kingdom. They also started doing the same thing, breeding tigers in the beginning. And they also both were talking about how much they wanted to help the animals. Joe said he wanted to help the animals in the beginning, and she said she wanted to help the animals towards the end. It's just all very confusing to me, just to me personally. It's hard to decipher everything. I guess there's nothing to decipher though, because this show is like pretty straightforward on who these people kind of are. They like to have endangered species of wild animals as personal pets and make money off of them, every single one of them. It's odd, but I like it. It's like trash TV. To be real, like, we all know this isn't like high quality Breaking Bad. Although it kind of is, because like you don't know whose side you're on, just like Breaking Bad. Man, I miss that show, Breaking Bad, so much. I'm just doing some contour. Oh my gosh, speaking of weird people that I was talking about from my past, my dad's weird friends. He has this one friend, I hope they're still friends. He was so entertaining. I would just come home from school and this guy would be in our house playing like orchestra type music, amazing things, and like he would play the accordion, the violin, the piano really well. But he was so odd because he would carry a briefcase and he would dress like, I guess this isn't odd because I know a lot of people who dress for success every day of their life, but he would wear like suits, and he was kind of like hipster but very into, I don't know, his own world. When he looked at you and you were talking to him, he stared at you with these glassed over eyes, like anything you're saying he's not really like remembering or computing, and he would just go back to what he was thinking of, his world of music and art and all the stuff, which is cool. But he would have a briefcase, and he was apparently a music teacher, and it turns out that he would tell us, oh, he's Italian and he has this beautiful Italian family and he married this German woman and he came from this beautiful Italian family full of culture where all the kids learned all these beautiful music, and they're all like smart musicians and stuff, and all these things that were so cool sounding, and he honestly had the talent when it came to playing music. But then we found out someone like beat him up or something. He got in trouble, and it turns out he was lying to us the whole time. He was actually Hispanic and not Italian, and he didn't have like music notes and stuff in his suitcase. It was just like weird random things that they didn't tell me about because I was probably too young to know about. And it was just so weird. Like, why lie about being Italian? Italians are awesome, but it's like, so is Latin culture. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you lied about that, what else did he lie about? He acted like he was really hot and he could get any woman he wanted. It was really weird. It was like too much confidence, you know? I'm gonna put a little bit of foundation over this. Dye it down a little and more contour. We need a little bit more wrinkles up here. All right, now what we need is some mascara and lipstick. I'm gonna curl my lashes just a little bit. Oh, we need to do our eyebrows too. Ugh, it's so hard to do mascara with characters, I feel like, because I don't want to mess up, because it's hard to wipe off if I get mascara on my skin because it's all fake skin that I just applied. She needs a shimmery purple eyeshadow and some brows. She needs like something like this or this. All right, let's get these non-existent reddish tone looking brows. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be super mean, Carol, but we need to work on your brows. Just that simple. I'm getting a ginger tone Poise Cosmetic cream and trying to make my eyebrows appear lighter than they are. She has like these sad eyebrows. That's so hard to make, man. Her eyebrows are like if you took ginger eyebrows and then you cut off all the hairs and they left like odd patchiness of like slight ginger colors. I'm going to hide my bottom lip because she has a big top lip and a smaller bottom lip. Carol, you're so confusing. Gosh, Carol. It's like red and taupe. I need pink lipstick, oh my gosh. All right, for this lip color, I'm gonna outline it and go over my lovely Cupid's bow because she doesn't have as big as one as I do. Not to brag, Carol. Gotta put a glossy lip on top. While I'm applying my lipstick, I have to tell you about this woman that I used to, it was like my first job. I would water her lawn and she was a weird character. She never left her house and she only ate Jack in the Box and sugar-free candy and instant coffee, and she would watch The Price is Right all day and never leave her house, and I would water her lawn, but then she would never know if I did. How would you know if I watered your lawn? Because if you don't leave the house, I guess it's just one of those instances where be careful what the neighbors think if you don't leave your house and your lawn doesn't look nice, you know? Because she probably didn't want people to worry about her. If her lawn looks good, they don't gotta worry about Alice. Rest in peace. She was my favorite. I would just sit there and watch Price is Right with her and eat so much sugar-free candy I'd get a stomachache. I don't know how she didn't get a stomachache because it gave me a stomachache. I think she had the hots for Bob Barker, who was the host of Price is Right. All right, now it's time for a wig. Just gotta put this wig on. So difficult. I'm so bad at putting on any type of hair, doing hair, putting on fake hair, anything to do with hair. I'm bad at it. Oh, yes. Yes, honey. Let's brush her to do her some justice and to make my dark hair disappear. To make my Caucasian woman transformation complete, I'm going to put some foundation on my hairline and some concealer to conceal all my sins away. This makes me want to turn into the Golden Girls. Not that Carol's of that age yet. Of that age bracket. Her hair's more stringy, I hate to say it. She needs her crown. Her flower child crown that convinces people that she's right. Convinces them that she didn't kill her husband. We need to make them believe. I almost forgot, I need to put in contact lenses. Ooh, child, things are about to get crazier. These are from pinkyparadise.com. Make sure to go check them out. They have the best, most natural, coolest looking lenses for cosplay. They're very safe for your eyes, and I don't trust many people with my lenses, but Pinky Paradise always comes through. Yes, natural blues. I look like Mother Nature if she was a killer. So with that, we're completely done with this makeup transformation of Carole Baskin from Tiger King. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup transformation. Leave me a comment down below if you know any crazy people out there, almost as crazy as Joe Exotic or Carole. Hey all you cool cats and kittens out there, it's Carole here from Big Cat Rescue. Ah! They're reopening the investigation to see if I really killed my husband. Ah! It's just ridiculous. Ah! What did you think about Tiger King? So many theories and things going on across the internet. I don't know what to think of her. Do you think she did it? Do you think she fed her husband to the cats? Hope you guys enjoyed this transformation. All the products I use in this video will be listed down below in the description box as always. Thank you so much to pinkyparadise.com for providing these contact lenses. She always has a smirk like she has a sad mouth, but her eyes seem like, whoa, I'm happy on the inside because I got my way. It's so haunting and creepy. Now it's time to take this off. Ugh, I hope you guys have been following me on TikTok. I post these with voiceovers, some music. We have a lot of fun over there. I've been obsessed with TikTok. There's so many great talents over there. So much fun. It's the next big thing. It's so weird to peel off fake skin. I'm trying to get them all into a bag. I feel like Carole would be that weird aunt that I have in Florida. She would be definitely someone I know in my life. Wow, I did this so close to my eyeballs, kids. But I didn't get it on my eye, that's the key. You'll see these contacts a lot probably in upcoming videos because if you didn't know, when I moved to Texas recently, I had to get rid of all my contact lenses. They just would not make the trip. No matter if I shipped them here, no matter if just was not gonna work out. I should have asked contact lens companies how to package them so I could ship them to Bunny before I got here. But I just don't think. So now I lost I had so many contact lenses. I had probably 30 or more. You know those ones that you could use for a year and I write the expiration dates on it? If Carole Baskin invited me on her lives to do her makeup, should I do it in person? Not that that's gonna happen. I'm just saying. There's more chance of me meeting her, I feel like, than Joe Exotic. Once this quarantine is over, you know who else kind of weirds me out is Carole Baskin's new husband. All her husbands kind of look the same. All right, are you cool cats and kittens? I need to stop saying that. I'm gonna get going in the shower. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Subscribe for more videos like this. I do 2 videos a week every Monday and Friday. And I do beauty makeup videos as well. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Love you creators, bye!